Hello, my name is James Smith. I'm on the Tenant panel. Currently I'm the chair of the Tenant panel, and just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of what we've been up to at the Tenant panel over the last 12 months. The good news is we've had 2 new members join us, and that's great, and I encourage anybody who wants to get involved to look on the GCH website. It doesn't have to be full-time as a Tenant panel. It could be involved with our Challenge and Change, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. As far as Challenge and Change goes, over the last 12 months we've undertaken 2 Challenge and Change. And just to give you an idea what that is, what is Challenge and Change? Challenge and Change is when we look at something GCH is doing and try to see if we can do it better, make suggestions to GCH, and we do that by talking to you, the tenants, making calls, finding out how your experiences were. We've done 2 this year. First one was on repairs. How well were repairs done? What was your experience? Were you let down by the team in any way? And we came to lots of conclusions, and you can see our conclusions online, that a lot of it's all about communication. And GCH have taken this on board and made changes to processes and procedures to make that a better experience for you. We've also done one on antisocial behaviour. It's something that we're all aware of at the moment in our communities, especially during lockdown when we as the panel saw an increase in antisocial behaviour. And so we were looking at how GCH handles that and the procedures in place. So again, there's recommendations that we made, and we'll be looking at new challenges and changes as we're going forward. And as I say, we'd be very happy for any tenant to get involved with that. Even if you can only give us an hour or so a month, that would be marvellous. Other things we've got involved with is TPAS. Now TPAS is an independent, non-for-profit organisation that works with housing associations, councils, anybody involved with social housing. They are totally independent, and we use them, the panel uses them to have training. They give us things like scrutiny training and things like that allow us to understand the questions to ask GCH to be able to get the answers we need to be able to move forward to improve things for you as tenants. TPAS also, as a national organisation, have undertaken what's called a SMART review with Gloucester City Homes, where they've come in, they've looked at procedures and processes that GCH do and started to make recommendations. And they talked to us at the Tenant panel as well in great detail. And we are now working through, or GCH is working through, those changes that have been suggested to give a better experience for tenants. Another area we've worked with TPAS is that TPAS often hold conferences and workshops and things like that, and we were lucky enough to have a couple of our members go down to the latest TPAS one, which was a housing and meet the housing ombudsman. Now the housing ombudsman is a really important person, separate from anybody else, and we have, or Gloucester City Homes have a policy, it's a complaints policy, and should something go through that, it will eventually work its way to the housing ombudsman if necessary. On a monthly basis, obviously the Tenant panel meets, and we are looking at all sorts of different areas. We set our agenda, I set the agenda, and we cover things on a regular basis. Now some of those could be the way Gloucester City Homes performs. Little things that niggle us all. How long do we have to wait on the telephone before someone at GCH answers the phone? Little things like that. How often do you have to put it down? We want to minimise that sort of thing. So on a monthly basis, we're looking at these sort of areas. Have there been any complaints in the last month? It's a large organisation, 5,000 properties, so you are going to get complaints. We want to keep them to a minimum. Are they genuine? If they are genuine, we need to find out what they are, how they were handled, and more going forward on that, what's going to happen in the future. So we've learnt from those mistakes. Gloucester City Homes have learned from those mistakes, and this is happening more and more by us exposing these complaints and looking through them. As I said, the housing ombudsman is always an option for people with a genuine complaint against Gloucester City Homes. Now are more transparent with us, the Tenant panel, looking at everything else they do. So we look at things like that. We look at things now, that's something I've also introduced. I want to look at what's happening in each people's region who are on the Tenant panel. Just a short area to feel what the local concerns is. Because at the moment we are all concerned. We're looking here now in August 2022, and I am genuinely concerned for all tenants. We've got rising energy costs, we've got rising costs in the shops, we've got areas that are concerned. And I want to make sure that people are in a position that they feel confident that they can go forward. Gloucester City Homes has a tenant support scheme, and there are people there that can give advice and guidance, and I'm encouraging everybody to talk to them. I think the most important thing in any of these troubling situations is to talk first and don't hide away. On that note, I think I'd also again encourage anybody to be involved. This is you. We're doing changes for you, the tenants. We need your support. Thank you.